EIDL experts video. You are in violation of the EIDL loan agreement. You don't even know it. Action. If your small business received a COVID EIDL during the pandemic, today's video is for you. Specifically, I'm going to tell all of you, you're in violation. I'm going to show it to you in just a moment. I'm Trevor, the EIDL expert. Thanks for tuning in. If you could take a moment to hit the thumbs up and like this video and tell YouTube this video has value, because other business owners need to hear that they are also in violation of the COVID loan agreement. Linda Ray and I have been assisting small business owners just like you since March of 2020 with the COVID loan program. In the early days of the pandemic, we had 40 clients who hired us as consultants to assist them with applying for the program we'd never heard of before the pandemic, the SBA's COVID Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, which was based on the existing SBA disaster loan program with very few modifications, including the loan agreement. In fact, in my opinion, the loan agreement to this day has never been modified to reflect the unique nature of the COVID pandemic. Instead, that loan agreement you all signed has terms in it and language in it which make no sense at all regarding the COVID pandemic. These are all terms that are, in my opinion, related only to a disaster area, such as you're not allowed to relocate the business without SBA's permission. You're not allowed to use the disaster funds to relocate the business without SBA's permission. I'm not sure how many people during the pandemic were planning on relocating their business to get away from the virus. Okay, and instead of changing that, SBA just basically rolled out this boilerplate agreement. And here's one of the features of that loan agreement that you all signed that I'm telling you right now, you're probably in violation of the terms of that agreement and you don't know it. Did you know, under the terms of the EIDL LAA loan authorization and agreement, and we've done videos about compliance and the loan agreement previously, under those terms, you are required to submit financial statements to the SBA within 30 days of the end of your fiscal year. That means January 31st, because December is 31 days, January 31st if your fiscal year is a calendar year. And of course, if it's not a calendar year, whatever the end, if your fiscal year ends on April 30th, then by May 30th, which is 30 days after the end of your fiscal year, you've got to submit financial statements. How many of you can tell me in the comments that you have been submitting financial statements since January 2021 if you got the loan originally in 2020? Or if you got the loan in 2021, you've been submitting those financial statements since 2022. How many of you? I'm going to bet it's zero. Again, I read the loan agreement in the summer of 2020 after we assisted the first 40 clients who hired us to get approved for the COVID loan program. I put it into a plain English 2 or 3 page document, a summary in plain language to our clients so they could understand terms of the loan agreement they signed, just like this concept. And that 2 or 3 page guidance has since transformed over the years into our EIDL Resource Hub. We've created the full Resource Hub. Please recommend that to your attorney or your accountant. They need it as a reference guide so that you folks get better information from the professionals that you pay for advice. We also have what we call blueprint guidebooks, which are broken out from the Resource Hub. Take a chapter here, 2 chapters there, and create a unique guidebook. If you're interested in any of those, below this video in the description, click on the little more ... and that will open up the full description, and you can see links to either book a 1-hour call with me or purchase any of our guidebooks or the full Resource Hub. I have called the SBA multiple times, going back to the summer of 2020 and continuing through probably even just this year in 2025. I've asked multiple SBA agents, okay, the loan agreement says financial statements have to be submitted. What do you mean by financial statements? Not one SBA agent I've spoken to and asked that question of could answer that question. What do the SBA mean by financial statements? They don't say in the loan agreement what it means. It just says financial statements. If you're going to a bank and the bank asks for financial statements, it's going to be 3 years most recent federally filed tax returns, a year-to-date profit and loss statement, cash balance sheet, accounts receivable ledger, account payable ledger, statement of equity of shareholders, any number of and probably audited by CPA any number of documents. But SBA doesn't define that. And you can't find this on the My SBA portal. You can't find it. Well, there's nobody to call anymore at the SBA because the new administrator, she fired everybody, which is why you have to watch our YouTube videos. I did a whole bunch of 1-hour consulting calls last week, and almost every small business owner on the call, I did 9 or 10 calls, I think. Pretty much every person told me there's no one else out there offering this kind of information about the COVID loan program. While Linda Ray and I are happy about us being able to provide this assistance to you, it is a very sad state of affairs that you cannot call the agency, the federal government agency that loaned you this money, to get questions answered. And if you send an email to them, good luck. For those of you who have done it, you know what I mean. The frustration you will find when you get the response from SBA, they never really give you clarity the way I give you clarity on these videos. And again, many of the folks on those calls last week expressed that to me, that not only are we the only resource, but there's clarity that we provide about the program. And that's why I came on to this video to tell you, you need to submit financial statements, because you do not want to be in a position of being out of compliance with the loan agreement, right? You sign the loan agreement and there are severe civil and possibly criminal penalties for defaulting. And one of the paragraphs in the loan agreement says, if you fail to comply with these terms, you will be considered in default, which means they could call the whole loan in and or any other number of other things. You don't want to be in that position. Therefore, I would recommend you to immediately submit financial statements. And here's how I define financial statements. Your most recently filed federal tax return. That's it. Don't send a year-to-date profit and loss statement or anything else. When you could call SBA and I asked the questions, what do you mean? I couldn't get an answer from SBA what they meant by financial statements. Secondly, I asked where to send them, and nobody could answer the question as to where to send them. In our original guidebook we created for our clients back in 2020, 2021, we told folks to send it to the Birmingham, or I think it was El Paso, Texas. One was east of the Mississippi, one was west of Mississippi. You should send it there. That was just my recommendation because couldn't get guidance from the SBA. Now you can submit it to the COVID Servicing Center via email, cesc@sba.gov. I would recommend you go back and submit the tax returns for 2020, 21, 22, 23, and 24 as soon as possible, because then no one at SBA or any federal agent ever can accuse you of being out of compliance, which we have already seen SBA is doing that anyway, and telling people that they stated their income a certain way when they got the loan, and then now they're applying for an SBA loan or a disaster loan, and these numbers don't match up. So confusing. There's an upcoming video about that. And this week and next week, I'm dropping videos about compliance, so keep an eye for those. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, please do so and hit the notifications bell so you are aware when we publish this important, clearly defined information, or in this case, somewhat clearly defined. I mean, all I can do is give you the benefit of my expertise, both with the program and as a former mortgage banking loan officer with government loans, as to what I think. So my consideration here, my advice is a most recently filed federal tax return to the cesc@sba.gov website, email address rather. One SBA rep, out of all the calls I made, all the questions I asked, when I said to her, about submitting financial statements, she said, well, look, that's not my area. I don't work in that department, she said. But if it is in the loan agreement, she said, then you must comply with those terms. And she said it with that kind of government agent tone. That means if you don't comply, you're in for a world of pain. Please take my advice. Submit your financial statements and get yourself out of violation. I did a previous video earlier this year about the loan authorization and agreement that you should read it, so please click on that and watch that video. If you would like to buy our blueprint guidebook about compliance or any of the other topics that interest you or you're concerned about with your COVID EIDL, go to the description below this video. Click on the link that you will find in the description. If you don't see it right away, just hit on the more. It says more ... Click on more, and that will open up the entire description, and you'll see all the links, booking a call, buying our resource hub, buying our blueprint guidebooks. I'm Trevor, the EIDL expert. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you the next time around. Thanks for tuning in.